Hola, we're back. Hello. So now we're playing a game called The Root Trees Are Dead. I don't know what it is. It's a mystery game. Ooh. Tis loading.
The plane that crashed last night just outside of Pittsburgh is now known to have been the private jet of the Rootree Corporation. Local aviation authorities have speculated that from the pilot's final communications, the winter storm and heavy winds played a significant role in the crash. On board were multiple family members, including corporate president Carl Rootree and his daughters, the Rootree sisters, best known for their fashion lines and modeling careers. There were no survivors.
Oh.
Again, for those of you just joining us, the Rootrees are dead.
Oh my god. Oh shit. Knock, knock, knock. The root trees are dead. Nobody expected those girls, rest their souls, to die so young. The root tree candy company's lawyers are scrambling. I'm here to find help for what's next. Anyone who's a root tree blood relative is about to get wealthier, a lot wealthier. It's important to verify who's who. I hear you're an expert at sorting out family trees. I'm gonna give you a quick test. If you pass, you get the job. Fill in the names, pictures, and occupations of the Root Tree sisters. Siblings join the family tree from oldest to youngest. The evidence in your possessions appears here. You can access the internet here. Photos. You got milk pitcher. The person who hired you gave you this photo with a note attached, which was taken during the shoot for the Root Tree Sisters Got Milk ad. I've tracked down the test photo from before. They painted fake mustaches. I tracked down a test photo from before. They painted the fake mustaches on which I thought would be more appropriate to considering the circumstances. The ad copy read, "You might recognize our faces from the magazines you're reading, or you might recognize your name from the candy bar you're eating. Being a root tree is a full-time job, but so is growing up. That's why the calcium found in milk is so important. Plus, you can't make chocolate without it." Oh. Oh, my mom got cuties. I want cuties. I'm really in the mood for a cutie. Okay. Welcome to your notepad. On each page, other than this one, you can jot down important information such as names, family relationships, and moral status, sibling counts, or anything else you'd like to remember. Tips: pages titles can be renamed to make it easier to remember. Stop it! I'm reading. Go away. You can it's easy to remember what you've written down on each page. You can copy and paste from one notepad with the clear, an entire content of your notepad are saved even if you quit the game. Don't forget to check them when you return. Family reminders, siblings, often referred to as brothers and sisters, people that often share the same parent, cousins, I know. Second cousins, yeah. Type anything. Oh, so I can type stuff. Alright. So, root tree sisters. Arrgh! There are a lot of arbitrary retreat sisters. Arbitraries that focus on the retreat sisters. Modeling careers. Yeah, but what are their fucking names, dumb fucks? Modeling careers. You also come across an unofficial roottrees fan site, seemingly cultivated by a teen. It's neon pink with a purple text. It's hard to read until you highlight the words the young webmaster writes. Rihanna is most famous because she's the oldest and got married to TMS, but Riley is the smart one. She's the middle child like me. So okay, well, you don't need that. Rihanna is most famous because she's the oldest. So siblings join the family tree from oldest to youngest. So Rihanna's name's Rihanna. Rihanna's the oldest. Rihanna is the most famous because she's the oldest. And got married to TMS. What does TMS stand for? But Riley is the smart one. Ruse is the middle child, like me. So it's Riley's the smart one. Ruse is the middle child. We know Riley. You might think they are rich just because they are models, but their dad is also the president of a candy company. Their mom, Brenda, is a fashion designer. They do the modeling for her brand, Root. I eat Root Tree candy all the time. Use that. I want to try to dress in plaid Root. Clothes like Riley does. Jazz, calm down. Jazz, Jesus Christ. Jazz music. You like jazz? I do, but stop. Riley does in most clothes in most of the posters. Oh! Is that plaid? I think that's plaid. What's it called? Plaid Root. It's a pretty common word, although searches are not sensitive. If you are searching for something specific, you need to keep an eye. Root company. That's not company. What is TMS? TMS is a common abbreviation for the Thomas Mark, early 90s teen heartthrob Tom Mark. His first credit role is Tom and getting into it. I love having a mic near my phone. I'm starting to feel like fucking Robert Robertson from fucking whatever Dispatch. And hearing the little tippity taps of the keys. Go to this page. So what's his name? Ew, 20? Ew. His supposed... Okay. TMS, a common abbreviation for the early 1900s teens heartthrob Tommy Mark Sharon. His first credit role as Thomas Sharon was on a soap opera called Time Marches Onward. He skyrocketed to popularity after his starring role on a sitcom Brother Trouble. Since the end of Brother Trouble, he has often been on the cover of tabloids for his supposed drug use, and more recently his relationship with Rihanna Roottrees. Which begins with a T. T. Is it Thomas Sharon? Is that his name? Tommy Mark Sharon. He got married to TMS. Also known as Oops. Hera is the most famous because she's the oldest and got married. TMS, also known as that. Riley is the smart one. It's a middle child. Aren't they all models? Model. Let's see. Model. Model. So let's look. We know Ruse is the middle child. Oh, that's popping up because of music. Okay. Why is her name not popping up? Rootree is not as popular as her older sister, but is very well known. It's still very well known. They are lumped together. Most of the time they are lumped together as rootree sisters. Unfortunately, the result for Rose by herself doesn't lead to anything different than when searching for the sisters together. If you're having trouble finding someone in the list of names, your employer provided you to go deeper diving and to learn about them. Will often lead you additional discoveries. Good research tips to make note of is by any brand name books or production lines, magazines. Okay. How about Maple Crisp? Maple Crisp are Rootree's most recent product introduced in 1992. They were a series of circular crunchy wafers coated in nuts and maple chocolate flavoring. The website of a fan says they came during the tenure of Ernie Jr., former president of the Rootree Company. There's a commercial that aired a few years back at the Super Bowl. Okay. Ernie Jr. was a former president of the Rootree Candy Company. He seemed to directly preceded Carl Rootree, and one website even says that Carl's his mentor. He seemed to directly preceded Carl Rootree. Copy. Let's find out about that guy. He was apparently successful as president, but not so much as a public figure. He was rarely seen in public and stepped down due to an illness in 1996. He has since passed away. Carl Rootree. What the fuck? Hmm. Carl Ritchie died. Died in a recent plane crash along with his wife Brenda Ritchie and their daughters, the Ritchie sisters. He was the president of the Ritchie Candy Company as well as the clothing company Root. He co-founded it with his wife. According to news sites, the Ritchie Candy Company's plans to put out a press release sometime within the hour to address the absence of Carl, the crash, and questions they have been receiving. Once you finish the Ritchies, it should be wise to repeat the search. Let's go to Root. Pretty common word, although searchers can... Mixed in... Okay. New page. Mixed in a recent news with the plane crash, there's a lot of results on the extremely popular candy products. Their official website is unstable due to the traffic it has been receiving. However, you can find a direct link in the history section that manages to work momentarily. The Candy Ritchie Company was founded by Elias Ritchie shortly after he married his wife Gwyneth, whose family owned the small farm called Anderson Apple Farm. I know this has nothing to do with what I'm looking for. Move photo. Elias and Gwyneth. This is a famous picture of Elias and Gwyneth Roottree. It was taken in 1909 after they founded the Roottree Candy Company, but before it was a success. From what you found searching the internet, it seems quite difficult to find any sites about Elias and Gwyneth that isn't accompanied by this picture. Elias and Gwyneth are on a notable Roottree list in your evidence. They will be marked on a Roottree with a star. Anderson Maple Farm. For reasons that aren't explained on the page, it has no CEO and no stockholders. Instead, it's run by a president with the input of and votes from an extended family. The site does not mention that every president has been a direct descendant of Elias and Gwyneth, including Carl Roottree, who, despite his death, is listed as current president. The product that put them on the map were 5 pieces of maple candy with 5 different flavors that are dipped in crispy, crackling candy coating. Since then, they have branched out to countless other products, all of which incorporate maple in some way. Their sister's company, simply titled Root, specializes in children's clothing. Primary models. Okay, so this is the younger sister. She owns Root. Primary models for Root are Roottree sisters. Okay, Riley Roottree. There are a lot of obituaries that focus on the Roottree sisters' modeling careers. You also come across an unofficial Roottree fan site. I thought it said I knew I was gay. Brother Trouble was a 1989 sitcom about two 16-year-old brothers the same age, one adopted, played by Tommy Markson and Dustin Christopher. Who is this? He doesn't seem to be associated with the roottrees. Dustin Christopher Baker is often abbreviated as DCB. His teenage fans since Brother Trouble. He has appeared in a few straight to VHS movies that adapt classic literature to a family audience with minor success, the most popular of which was Jane Eyre, which remained to the Charlotte High School. I still want to look. Their single mother played by Penelope Tessa Green. Penelope Tessa Green is a retired comedian, There's a result for the Laugh Lounge, a club in Ronaldo that claims Penelope got her stand-up start and first did a famously raunchy breast milk cheese routine in the 80s before she was a TV star on Brother Trouble. The site claims she retired for the birth of her first child, but still makes yearly appearances for fundraisers, doing more family-friendly materials. You find a picture labeled Penelope and her newborn, 1997, as well as a different picture labeled Jack watching one of his mother's charity sets in 1994. Both have added to your evidence. Lounge. Okay, what am I doing? Sorry, I was looking at something. Penelope disagreeing, comedian. Okay, often had to navigate her job as a magazine columnist, as well as the troubles that came along with raising two boys that were extremely competitive in sports, academics, and even romantic pursuits of the next door neighbor Roxy. The showrunner was a small screen director, Ron Roottree. Head of production of RR Productions, a small screen director. Shows her the show was canceled partway through season 2. The show had strong ratings though entire season 1, rocketing both Baker to an instant stardom, mostly amongst the teen girl demographic. However, it was cancelled in 1991, midway through the second season, due to a significant drop in ratings. That's weird. For it though. You find this website about a comedian club called the Laugh Lounge. It was captioned with Penelope with her newborn, 1997. Jack. You find this website about a comedian club called the Laugh Lounge. It was captioned Jack watching one of his mother's charity sets, 1994. Time marches onward. It was a soap opera credited the first credited role for Thomas Mark Sherrand, who was only 7 years old, still being credited as Thomas Sheridan at the time. Thomas Sheridan at the time. According to your search, it shows that it has been aired for 22 years, and it said that it focuses on large families that own different ranches in the same town in Texas. TMS appeared as Carson in 53 episodes before his character went away to camp. A few episodes later, his parents learned his off-screen death in a terrible whitewater rafting accident. After 6 years of absence, Carson returned now with partial amnesia. He partly recalled that though he was saved from the river, the couple who found him were evil drug runners, and they smuggled him across the Mexican border and sold him into child labor. After he managed to escape, he couldn't remember who he was, even though eventually he found his way home by following the address that his parents had written on the tag of his jacket. During his second run, Carson was played by an actor other than Tommy Mark Sheridan. The discrepancy was explained by covering his face in bandages and claiming his work in silver mines left him permanently disfigured. It caused his voice sounding completely different after a plastic surgeon operation that happened amidst a hostage situation at the local hospital. The bandages were removed, and the new actor played Carson for the additional 3 years, appearing in over 500 episodes. He was then killed permanently, this time while saving his younger sister from drowning in a whitewater rafting accident that happened at the same river where his initial accident took place. Fascinating as this all is, none of this seems too related to the This is like one of the most stupid soap operas I've just read ever. Aha! The period is part of the name. It's a clothing company. The period is in the name. Is a clothing company. They make clothes for children from toddlers to teen. Although their website is down, likely due to the increased web traffic. You find countless retail sites attempting to advertise their clothes towards target audience. One of them has this to say: You've spied the roottrees sisters looking hella fly on catalogs, magazines, and posters. Now you two can be like Riley, Rose, and Renee. You also come across a website from a collector of clothing catalogs. Apparently Root has released 2 catalogs this year since 1994. 1984, Rihanna appeared in almost all of them. In 1994, Renee appeared most all of them. Considering it's the collectors, there's only one item, almost all of them. There is only one that the webmaster considered a collector's item, though, enough to mention. It seems Burnett Rootree, the sister's mother and Root head designer, appeared on the cover in 1985. The site is the only time her daughter was ever listed. Copy. You stumble across the an auction for a black and blue dress that is brunette white original. The attraction describes a vintage dress from before brunette became Burnett Rootree. The dress design is called Clothes for Root. The white and gold dress itself doesn't. That's funny. The trend from the black and blue or white and gold dress. That's cute. Harley. The website never says this was the only time her daughter was ever listed with her birth name, Carly Roottree. So Rose is actually Carly. Or Charlie. Is it Carly or Charlie? Charlie Roottree. Yeah, it's Carly. Is the middle child. The explanation below answers below, the answer states. Okay. Wait. You discover a trivia page that lists common trick questions. The answer to what is the first name of the famous root tree girls listed is Rana Riley. The explanation below answers Rose was originally born Carly Rose Roottree. Apparently her parents planned naming son Carl Roottree Jr. after finding out they were having a second daughter. Roottree sister's job modeling career. How would you do? My ears pierce like Rose. That's Rose. I noticed that I was wondering why her earring looked fucked up, and I'm like, that's a fucked up earring. I guess they just did that because it was. How about this? Cover of this one. the fuck just happened? Let's see. Who like dresses again? I'm gonna look up what plaid looked like in the 1950s or whatever. Let's see. $1997. So I think Riley is this girl. And you are her. How do I turn it in? Is it the other way around? Okay. That does not look like plaid, but... Any optional names and portraits you have unlocked will be locked and removed from the pool. Great. That was pretty simple, but I had to make sure you knew how to use internet. Some people refuse to get with the times. Anyways, you got the job. If you fill out the rest of the tree, the pay is significant. Set for life, significant. So, what's the catch? The root trees go way back. So, what's the catch? The root trees go way back. The family trees, a bit daunting. Most people freak out the first time they see the whole thing, but I'm sure you'll be fine. The man who started it all was very particular with who he considered family, so lucky for you, only his direct blood relatives matter. That means anyone who married into the root trees is completely optional, but filling them can be extremely useful. Lastly, to help you out, I'll be giving you access to something special, to some special websites. I've made a notable list of the root tree. I've also made a list of the notable root trees. Notable people are easy to find via your search engine and easy to place on the tree because they're marked with stars. I'm leaving you for now. I'm going to sort through Carl Rootree's things to see if there's anything relevant to your search. I'll be back in the time it takes you to fill out the 6 blood relatives. Sorry, one last thing. This might sound odd, but if anyone else claiming to represent the root trees reaches out, I'd appreciate not mentioning I was here. Thanks again. Good luck. Well? Oh! Dear God. Okay, so we have them. So you're Elias and Gwyneth. Elias? No, it's not Elias. Elias? Yeah, Elias Root Tree. Newspapers and magazines can be very useful. Keep an eye out for their names. If one isn't working, you might have to do a bit more research. If a person places... Okay. this is a list of notable root trees. The person who hired you gave you a list. It said everyone on it should be found easily via your search engine. So an entry on a family tree that belongs to someone is listed with a star. Listed and will be marked as a star. Your two sisters, you already placed them. Carl Roottree, Elias and Gwyneth Roottree. Gwen Roottree. Gwyneth Roottree, Gwen Roottree, Red Roottree, Jim Roottree, Lauren Roottree, Miracle J. Jr. Your two sisters and their parents died in a plane crash December 5th, 1998. The next evening, a shadowy figure appeared at your door. Said lawyers were looking out for a family tree. Looking to sort out the family tree. After a quick test to figure out new access some okay. Piece of candy and time to go to Ellie's retreat. Elias retreat. Their mother. She have a baby? What just happened? No!
The root trees are dead.
Please tell me. Okay. We're good. We're fine. What's the candy company called again? Candy company was fun. Gwyneth Anderson. They were both farmers, right? Jim Rootree. So their dad is president of the candy company. Roottrees. Carl Roottrees died in the recent plane crash along with his wife Brenda Roottrees and their daughters, the Roottrees sisters. He was the president of the Roottrees Candy Company. in a playing castle along with his wife and their daughters, the Tree Sisters. He was president of the Root Tree Candy Company as well as the clothing. As well as the clothing company Root. Which he co-founded with his wife. There was a short press release that the Root Tree Candy Company released today to news organizations December 6th. News to mourn the loss of Carl, Brenda, and the Root Tree Sisters. The other employees that perished in the terrible tragedy. The entire Root Tree family is in shock and requesting privacy at this time. It is as the head of our company, Carl was an incredible man and unmatched leader. Filling his absence will be difficult. It may take considerable time, and the intermin. We hope that you can join us in looking back fondly upon Carl and his family, his triumphs and accomplishments. They go and list all those accomplishments. One of them seems relevant to your search. Like his great-grandfather before him, Carl earned his great-grandfather before him Watchman of the Year title. Business Watch magazine. This magazine focused on companies or CEOs and the economy. They have been around for hundreds of years in one form or another. It will often write about major changes in management and famous companies. Every year they offer an award to promote businessmen who has furthered in the field. You find, though, few searches that 2 root trees have been featured as Watchman of the Year. Elias Root Tree, Carl Root Tree. Business Watch does not host an online archives on any site. You search via Spider, though you may be able to find something in article or issue through periodical search. Business Watch appears to have many articles related to various keywords. Nice retreat. In 1936 for his accomplishment in global market. Watchman of the Year. Inside the article timeline of in 1908, Elias forms a Root Tree Candy Company after marrying his wife and inheriting a maple farm. During the period of 5-piece candy Company was barely profitable. In 1909, Elias has a daughter. So we know he has a girl. We're gonna put her there. Unknown female. With his wife, has a daughter. The first of 5 children, 4 more follow to lead. Leading to 1982 invents his 5-piece. Each of the 5 pieces of flavors is chosen based on initials. Chosen on the initials of his. Invents a 5-piece candy. Each of the 5 flavors is chosen based on the initials of his 5 children. 1 flavor per child. So he has 5 children each candy. Okay, has 5 children. On the market. New recipe and flavor is finalized and the candy begins nationwide distribute department stores and other shops everywhere. The Roottrees Candy Company purchases everywhere available Maple Farms in Pennsylvania in preparation for the global rollout. With the help of his son Elias Roottrees Jr. So we know he has a I don't know if that's the right one, but we know that's one of their names. Let's see. Factory and the warehouse he built in the Butler country. Products tripled worldwide. There was also a what next selection that claimed Elias is going to pivot and ensure his company's legacy, and that Root Tree Candy Company remains family business. He plans to do it with the Clarence Trust. The Clients Trust. So we have berry, cherry, strawberry, blue raspberry, the name of 5 pieces. Oh, okay. Okay. Let's get up for a moment. I need to put like itching cream on my arms and legs to make myself stop itching because it's getting bad. Itching my arms and legs. They're no bueno. Okay. Now I must put on sock. Protect foot. Ah, yes, the grippy sock. And what about one more sock for the other foot? They don't match, but who gives a shit? I surely don't. And then I may want to go get a cutie to go eat. Okay. Grippy sock deployed. I shall be right back. Almost forgot to unmute myself. So, listen. I'm thinking about stopping right here. Because I'm trying to get a little bored of this game. But also, because seeing how this game is, this is gonna take me a really long time to play and beat in one sitting, and I don't want to have to just do that. Well, I really like this game, so I will do another part of it, but I am gonna stop it for now. So, it says that it won't ruin my save, so hopefully that's true. Let me look at shit. Yeah, I've been playing it for about 2 hours. Like, hear me out. I know I've been playing so many games today, but that's because I'm bored as fuck and I have nothing to do. Sorry, I got distracted. Brain was thinking, cause like tomorrow I'm gonna have to do something, and I'm like, fuck, I don't want to do it, but I have to. Anyways, but I know I've been playing a lot of games today, but that's because I have nothing to do better with my life, and I really want to play games. So I think I'm gonna play one more game. Just stop this one for now. So I will come back to it later.